Saki mbwembwe na kwele mchele kwa kuku kumwaga. Sako na wapenda yatusema nitasikia.
Hi, Unite Scholars. My name is Julie Siegel. I'm a landscape designer just outside of Chicago in the United States by one of the world's largest sources of fresh water. I'm extremely lucky. I'm thrilled to be invited to be part of this video program, and the other people I've seen are incredible, so I'm really honored to be part of that group. I also have a lot of gratitude to you because every time somebody asks me to do something that forces me to look outside of myself and see what my position is in the world, that causes me to hopefully expand a little. So thank you for that too. What I really wanted to start with maybe is this gift of perspective, because I think it's something that helps get us through our life always. We have a tendency to experience our lives from our own perspective, most of us, and oftentimes it's just a matter of seeing where we fit in the whole. That can give us reason to maybe go on to the next day or the next minute or take the next step. Anyway, that's been very important for me. I want to talk to you about my passion, and I spent a long time because I have many, many passions, and so I thought that I would start with my current passion and work backwards a little to help you understand my path and how that might work in terms of giving you some ideas about finding your own path. So at the moment, I'm self-employed, and I have a business where I design gardens and then I install them for people. I love plants. This was a late in life career for me. I used to be a teacher and writer until I was in my early 40s, which is probably a time you guys can't even imagine. But for me, it was the start of a very surprising and new passion for me. I had always wanted to write above everything else, and unlike some of the people you've probably heard in this series, I spent maybe my first 40 years trying to find other jobs that would enable me the time to write. So I was very lucky. I got to do a lot of different things, spend a lot of time dwelling on deeper issues maybe, but I became very infected with a love of plants, and I was really lucky because I had a mentor who was quite a bit older than I was, and her best advice was about plants: if you don't like it, just move it. And the point of that was, don't worry, things aren't so fixed. They're plants. You can always they're not fixed in stone, which I think is a very good metaphor about life in general. Oftentimes we think things are one way because they've always been that way, but usually it's just a matter of something inside us that's keeping things fixed, or our culture that's keeping things fixed, or lack of social justice that's keeping things fixed. So I want to remind people about flexibility, and I'll come back to that. Anyway, part of why I love plants, I didn't really grow up with them. I was very fortunate to be near a park, so I played outside near a lot of trees, and I think that's where I got my love of plants. But nowadays, some of the things that engage me about doing landscape design and working with people and trying to create more sustainable environments for the earth are, one, I've always been very committed to sustainability in a lot of ways, and I'm not one of those people who's going to be an ambassador or change world treaties, so I'm working more with communities at a more personal kind of level. So there's the sustainability aspect. There's the art aspect. I come from a family of artists, and I've had a lot of experience in the arts when I was young, dancing and some drawing, animation. And so for me, there's a lot of beauty and grace in the plants, and it brings about moments where we can just be elevated, maybe either to the really earthy and mundane or to the divine. So also one of the things I like about working with plants is that you have to know a lot about a lot of different things. You have to know about science, you have to know about chemistry, and botany, of course. You have to know about meteorology, about what's going on with the weather, about geology. So it's very fascinating. There are a lot of sciences I had to learn that I didn't have background in. I have to learn. You learn a lot of history. In my business, I work with a lot of people, and one of the things that I like about it too is that it's a business where things keep changing. You know, we have wisdom about how plants work in a certain way, and then particularly with climate change, things are working in a different way. So it always keeps me on my toes learning about new things. One of the places I've learned the most from is that I actually have a nonprofit called Sustainable Sharing with Guatemala, and we partner with a Guatemalan nonprofit up in very deforested mountains up in an indigenous part of Guatemala. And I have learned tremendously from people who have no resources how to work more sustainably in my own kind of environment. This project for me also embodies some of my other passions, and since I've been young, I have always been focused on social justice. I have wanted to be a Supreme Court justice, but obviously that didn't turn out. So I wanted to tell you that it's really important to keep to your passions because you never know what form that's going to come out in.
Nanipaga moyo nikianza kulia chozi nafutia.